My name's Alicia Lake and I'm from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, and I work with the Pan-Cape Breton Food Hub Co-op. So I grew up on a very, very small subsistence farm, and at that time in the 1970s, early 1980s, there was a lot of farming happening across Cape Breton. I think at that point it was really a transitional time where people were starting to get out of farming, but there was a lot of knowledge keepers that lived around and our area, and we had a really good sense of community with people. Everyone helped out, haymaking was a whole community event, and so was butchering and all these things. And there was a lot of elderly people in the community that helped the younger people coming along and kind of provided that education and that mentoring and that support. But over the years, in a very, very short period of time, that all kind of disappeared. And, more and more people turned to imported foods and, less and less farms. And we really saw a huge decrease in farming and I think in a lot of ways a decrease in our cohesion as a community and how close we were together. So I started to think about how we could start supporting farmers and how we could keep people on the land and keep farming viable and really, keep that as a part of our community and as part of, what we do here in Cape Breton. So we started to look at the model of food hubs, which are a mechanism that aggregate, market, and distribute local foods. So in 2014, we started a food hub here in Cape Breton, and the basic way that it works is it's like an online grocery store. After our first year, we just had such great success on a very, very small pilot project. So we saw one of our producers, they're a husband and wife couple that have 3 very, very small young boys, and the wife had been working on farm, but the husband had been working off farm, since they started years ago. And because of the success of the Food Hub in 2015, the husband quit his off-farm job for the 2016 season, and they went into farming full time, which was amazing for us. So that's a huge, huge accomplishment, I think, and also just really speaks to that potential of how can we start to bridge the gaps between rural and urban Nova Scotia, and how can we get smarter about that and help people in rural areas start to actually make livings doing what they want to do. And the people are just so excited to get the food, and they're so excited about the quality each week. It's like an absolute pleasure to go and watch them pick up their foods. We've had people, jumping up and down with their crates. They're so excited because this is giving them access to food from such a wide area, right? From across the whole island. So it's just a different experience to them, and foods that they didn't even know existed. And now all of a sudden they can, order them on a website and just go and pick them up, and they can eat something like Mizuna or, fresh grown ginger, things that people had no idea actually, were produced here. So that part of it is really, really exciting. And people have so much feedback, and they're so surprised at how wonderful the quality is, the variety of food that grows in Cape Breton, but also how long food lasts, and how much better fresh food tastes. So now that I joined the Food Hub, I'm falling in love with food again. So it's just so rewarding to, to go and see people enjoying that and just having such a different experience with food now than what they're used to.